will be forced to say the good thing, the right thing. Even though she may not believe it herself, she'll be forced to it. An action, a movement is in fact happening. If the person is not cognizant of it, then they will not be part of a correction themselves. It's not something that is, say, like happening in the land or something. Well, actually, you could say it is. It's happening right out of the land. Dead children, kidnapped, raped, murdered children, coming out of the land to speak to us today, telling us something. People don't realize what this means. It's like they're just a slap in the face right now. They're stunned. The people don't know. This is a reckoning. There's a reckoning that's happening. That you can't have masses of children buried in unmarked graves. That's physically impossible. There's no way people 10 miles away would not know about it.
Yeah.
Everybody would know about it at the time.
Yeah,
There's only one way that an action like that happened. It's the same action that massaged the people into fear to accept it, of when they burned women at the stake, drowned them. It's the conditioning to accept witchcraft to be applied all around. The people don't know that to have these children come back, this is exposing the witchcraft. How could an entity that they think a church is good, how could that kill children? Kidnap, rape, murder, kill children.
Yeah, well, if that's
How
what they
could
needed to
people be
realize,
stuck in that mind believing that there's something good there? There's a witchcraft that the people are stuck in. They just don't realize it. It's if you want to call it brainwashing, if you want to call it a lack of a better term, the best way to refer to it is a mind fuck. Everybody has had a mind fuck through this process of religion.
It's a program.
Yeah, it's the subhuman programming to tear out your human programming and turn you into what the European is. You know, the fact is, it's spread from them. They could stop it, just like today. They tell you if you got the virus, or they'll tell you put on a mask. You're going into a restaurant or somewhere. Why do you put that on? Why would you put on a mask? What's the intent? Not to spread a virus. The European knew they had a virus. Why did they spread it everywhere? What is wrong with them? What's wrong with the European? They're themselves under a witchcraft. Because who in their right mind would kidnap, rape, murder children? What society would accept that? And the fact is that the Canadian society has accepted it. Because even to this day, to have that golden boy Justin Trudeau say it was a mistake. Holy crap.
That's a
How is it a
long-ass
mistake to have hundreds of dead children, murdered children, all in one place? And you can't say these children died. They were murdered.
Yeah.
How do you get a whole hundreds of within a certain age group of people all dead at the same place? That's very coincidental. That's a concentration camp. They went there to kill, to be killed. The ones that wouldn't accept European programming were the ones that were killed. That's that kid. That's the other kids that were, who knows how many were frozen to death on the railroad tracks. They found one. Who knows how many else were frozen in the bush.
They found one that we know of.
Yeah.
It's thousands of children.
You know,
We
to
know
me
that.
it's not a surprise, because as long as I've been hearing people talking since I was young, and then researching by myself, they did that to every native people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So to me it's not a surprise. When I heard they found 2015, I'm like, who didn't know that? How come you didn't know? And I heard
You needed the
It's
proof.
not theory.
Not
when,
only that,
no,
you
but-
needed another proof. I mean,
No, but
there's like a
I
million
mean,
already.
First of all, between 2008 and
It's
15,
not the
there was
first
people
time.
who were telling what happened when they were in the
Yeah.
That
those bon. So that was theory? No, that was facts. Because the people express what they experienced as child when they were at the residential school.
It's not even
So-
like it's that long ago.
And the other thing I was telling some people, I said, I'm sorry, but the residential school is not the only thing. When the Europeans came here, they destroyed the place, they killed the people, they raped the women, they killed the children, they killed the old people, they brought disease, then they put people in, they destroyed the food, then they destroyed the food source, and they put them in reserve concentration camp. It says concentration camp, the reserve, because they did that not only here, they did that in Australia, they did it in Africa, they did in Asia, all over the place, in South America, they did it all over. So it's not like when Justin Trudeau say, oh yeah, that thing, or a lot of people were saying in the last week, oh, that's a shameful thing. Like, it's not the only thing that happened. Since we encountered them, it's never been funny. It's always been murders, it's always been raping, it's always been taking everything from us and trying to destroy our way of thinking, our way of living, put us in their school. They take the women and sterilize the women. It's all over the world. It's not only here. It's all over the world. They did that to our people. They did that all over the world. So I'm like, and now they say, oh yeah, the residential, come on, the residential school. Not only that, all the 500 years, I have nothing to say, oh yeah, that period was good. Come on. So
Yeah, there was never a good
Period.
No.
good period.
They never
was
went anywhere.
unrest,
And
And there's
something good
people-
came
and
out of
still
it.
today, they talk about the residential school people. The youths, they get taken away from their families
Yeah, by the DPG.
the DPG. What is it in
DPG,
English?
CPS.
The
Youth protection, whatever.
Yeah, your youth, so-called youth protection,
Exactly,
whatever.
so called.
And my daughter told me 2
Yeah, I
weeks
saw
ago.
something. I knew there was a lot, but I didn't know that much. I read it was like hundreds of thousands of native kids that were taken from their families by the CPS
The last 15
in the
years,
last 15 years.
only.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Hundreds. I mean, that's a lot of kids.
On the premises
not
that
only
they cannot take
wait,
care of them.
that was the ones that were taken wrongfully. So that's not only all the ones that were taken. That was the ones that were taken wrongfully. So hundreds of thousands. Granted, it's in Canada. It's not big enough. So I mean, it's huge. I knew there was a lot, but I never thought there was that many. And not only that, I'm like, where are they all? Because I went in a youth center, whatever, when I was like 16.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There was no natives there. So where are they all? Because I didn't see any. So I mean, if there's hundreds of thousands, there should have been like 75% of the center that would have been native, pretty much, or at least 50. But I don't even remember seeing one. So I'm like, where are they all? Do they just adopt them right away when they're young? I don't get it, but they're not there.
They
So-
put them in creepy families.
Yeah, probably.
get squeezed out
or they
into
get
the
adopted
street, and
straight away.
they get squeezed out, and that's how they get rid of the remainder of the Indian, the child that's killed in the Indian. Then what's left, the physical remnants, gets squeezed out. That way, through their social services, puts into foster homes to where they get abused, where they run
Yeah.
away, end up in the street, either selling their asses or drug addicted or alcoholics until they're just either killed or
Yeah.
they just die. They just disappear that way.
But even
That happens to a
there's
lot
not
of people.
enough. Where are, because I mean, even with that, there's still not enough. I mean, hundreds of thousands in the last 15 years.
Only.
Where are they?
And we know that happened after the residential school stopped. That was the youth thing, governmental thing that took over to continue the job. It's not like it finished in 1996.
Yeah. But
It's just they transform it and.
You look at Stuart's family, you know, how many people of his immediate family were murdered just in his family. You don't have that. Like, it comes from all angles, you know. They're being really killed.